Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. This is going to be a quick discussion video on my more in-depth thoughts on the return of Lork Drakkon in the comics and why I think it's a mistake right now. I talked about it a little bit in my Necessary Evil finale review, but that review went a little bit longer than I wanted, so I wanted to just make a separate little video discussing it. To start off, I really do like Lork Drakkon. He's one of my favorite comic characters. I think he was a really cool idea, a fascinating character, cool character designs. I love Shattered Grid and the whole Black Dragon coinless arc and everything about that. And when Shattered Grid ended, you got the vibe, you know, that they would probably bring him back at some point. Not only from the story, but just because he's so popular. And I was 100% fine with that, so long as it wasn't too soon. It's too interesting and cool and popular of a character, I get it, to have leave for all time. But so long as they took a few-year breather or something like that, I was fine with it returning. And it has been a little bit. We've gone through the Beyond the Grid and Necessary Evil arcs now. But I think that they should have waited longer, and I'm worried about the way they're bringing him back. So if you don't know, at the end of Necessary Evil, a meteor or something lands, and it appears to be Drakkon, and we don't know how he's come back. Somehow, Drakkon has returned. We don't know how he's come back, or what version he is, or whatever, what he's been through. But I think that bringing him back so soon just kind of gets exhaustion of the character right away. First of all, like, setting aside whatever they're going to do with him, I think bringing him back, period, is too soon. But it's possible that they could go for a redemption arc, as they sort of hinted at. I think Tommy, at the end of Shattered Grid, like, basically offered him his hand. What do you think when Tommy offers Lork Drakkon his hand for the second time? Do you think he'll take it? Who cares? I do. I do. But he kind of offered him his hand saying, like, you know, you made the choice to not trust friends, but there's a second chance. And they kind of implied that, you know, there's a bit of Tommy and Drakkon and that he could be redeemed. But I think that's a mistake on many different levels. I mean, first of all, I'm a sucker for a good bad guy, the bad boy turning good storyline. I'm so used to liking the bad boys. I'm a sucker for a redemption story. But I feel within PR, within this mmpr set, especially the comics, there's too much of it close together. Especially since we have Ranger Slayer getting this prominent storyline right now, and she's going to be getting her own solo comic, and she has her whole redemption storyline. And so it's too much of the same thing too close together. But the thing about Lork Drakkon is, the idea of an evil Tommy that redeems himself, that's just Tommy. The whole point of Drakkon's character was that he was an inverse of Tommy's decisions of what if he had taken the wrong path. And Tommy Prime, or whatever, Tommy Comic Prime, I mean both the PRU Tommy and the comic universe Tommy, that's the Tommy redemption story. Overcoming his sins as the Green Ranger, and in the comic, overcoming his sins as the Green Ranger and seeing the worst of what could happen with Drakkon and becoming the hero he was meant to be. He is the redemption story. So Drakkon doesn't need a redemption story because that's the whole point of the main Tommy character. Like, I wouldn't mind if Drakkon sort of became something of like not an anti-hero, but, you know, a villain character that might help out from time to time with something if their interests align, and more of a gray area character, because it's more interesting than just oh, I'm pure evil for evil's sake. Like, it's interesting to have a gray area, but let's keep him evil, you know? Let's make Drakkon evil again. And again, I don't know if they're going to be doing this, but I think if they go for a Drakkon redemption storyline, I think it would be a mistake, since Tommy himself is the Drakkon redemption storyline. Ranger Slayer's doing the whole redemption storyline already, and then you also just turned the Psycho Rangers into sort of low-key anti-heroes. Like, can we not leave anybody evil? And I wasn't even that mad about the Psychos. Like, honestly, I was more upset that the Psychos weren't also fallen Rangers like Green. That upset me more than the whole anti-hero thing. But I think, bottom line, it's too soon to bring Drakkon back, and if they go for a full redemption storyline, I think it would be a repetitive mistake. But we'll see, you know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. For the most part, aside from certain things in Beyond the Grid, I've still enjoyed it. And even if they go this direction, it still will probably be enjoyable than most of the show. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for Drakkon coming back? Do you think it's too soon? Did you ever want to see him back? What do you think about the potential of a redemption storyline? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps, and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.